It's your boy, Kenny the Moore, reporting live from the liquor store, man. How's everybody doing today? And hey, I know I done moved this time around like 50, 11 times. Originally, I was gonna go live at like 12:45, and I moved it back to like 3, then 5. Reason for that, we had a Wi-Fi outage in my area, so I ain't had no Wi-Fi these last couple of hours. It just came back on, so of course now I'm able to actually physically do the show. But without further ado, though, man, we got a lot to talk about. You know, Dak Prescott got a big victory in his legal matter. There's a bunch of rumors circulating, flying around in Dallas Cowboy country. So hey, there's plenty to talk about. And real quick, man, shout out to my boy Justin Kitchen in the building. Already showing love, already helping us practice manifestation in the building. I see the 6 championship trophies. My boy said the goat is back. Hey, y'all the real goats, man. Y'all the ones that keep me going, man. Salute to y'all. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Calvin Jefferson in the building, man. What's up with you? My boy Splendor in the building, man. What's good with you? My boy Kevin Calloway said, "Welcome back, Kenny. Good to be back, man. It was a long hiatus. I was sick as a dog, swole up, and all that other stuff, man. But I'm back. I'm in good health, good spirit. We're gonna talk, man, about the Dallas Cowboys, my guy. Cynthia Casillas, what's up with you? So hi everyone from Gloomy Oxnard. I see you. Thank you for tapping in and showing love. And hey, y'all know the usual rules and regulations. Y'all tap in with your boy Henny, man. I don't ask for much, as ask y'all do a couple things when y'all slide into the building. First and foremost, when I go live, make sure y'all hit the like button and make sure y'all hit the share button. Now, when you hit the like button, it helps out with the algorithm on Facebook and YouTube and all these other social media sites. It just help promote the content. They're gonna put it in front of more people. More people will be able to access it and stuff like that. And then when you share the content, you know, you're also doing the same thing. So, you know, share it to a friend, share it to a Facebook group, share it to an enemy, a foe. It does not really matter. They ain't got to like the Dallas Cowboys. If they like football, or if you want to piss a Washington fan off or Eagles fan off, send them some Dallas Cowboys content from yours truly, man. And also, you know, we believe in manifestation in the liquor store. So most times I ask y'all to share the content 6 times. We're trying to manifest that 6 championship for the Dallas Cowboys. We need all the positive energy in the world that we can get. So share the content 6 times if you want the Dallas Cowboys to win title number 6 in 2024. And really, the most important thing I need y'all to do, man, after you hit the like or share, is to slap the dog shit out of an Eagles fan, man. And you're probably doing them a favor, man. You know, you can get all kinds of nasty and bacterial infections from eating horse shit. So find them, slap the horse shit out their mouth. You know they be trying to make that into a delicacy. Stop them. You're doing a public service, man. If you're able to save an Eagles fan from themselves by slapping the horse shit out their mouth, I will be able to give you half off of all the merchandise inside the liquor store. And you know, we got exactly what you need to succeed over here, man. We got Calvaritas, we got gins, we got hens, and everything else under the sun that can make a team. So tap in with your boy, Kenny the Moore, and come get drunk in the liquor store. Hey, Daniel Barrera Sports Highlights, what's good with you? My boy King G in the building, what's up with you? Kelvin Hicks, my boy Choctaw Montana, what's good with you, man? Long time no see. JVB boy, what's up with you, man? So yeah, man. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the content. And also, you know, if you want to support the liquor store, keep the lights on. You can always hit the cash app at the bottom of the screen. Still $ Henny the Moore. You hit the super chat. We got PayPal now and everything else. So if you want to support the content, help keep the channel on and all that other stuff, hit that like button. Hit that cash app, hit that whatchamacallit. My boy Eastside Hero came in talking crazy. He said y'all didn't have the same energy. Hey, shout out to my boy Justin Kitchen for the $20 cash app, man. Thank you for the love and support and helping keep the lights on in the liquor store, man. I appreciate you, my brother. Yeah, Eastside just talking crazy. He said y'all didn't have the same energy for Watson. I wonder why. Because there wasn't 30 people saying the same thing about Dak Prescott. There was one malcontent that said that something happened 7 years ago. Right, there was one malcontent. There was an army of women that said Deshaun Watson was extra freaky and is on the same level as he did. That was an army of women said they call him the Sean Diddy Watson. Like that man is a danger to society, and y'all should go ahead and just do something about him. I understand why he's not in Houston no more. Too many booty clubs, too many massage parlors. Uh, they had to hide that man away from society, man. This is not nowhere remotely the same thing with Dak Prescott going on, man. And the Deshaun Watson out here paying folks off. Dak Prescott up pursuing folks. But it doesn't really matter what Eastside talking about because my boy Dak Prescott is innocent, man. Dak Prescott is innocent, and I really waited to talk about this until more information came out, man. Reason being, I'm a father. I do have a daughter. You know, I got female family members that I care about. You know, I got a mother. So, you know, I do take claims of sexual assault and rape and things like that serious, right? I'm never going to attack somebody, you know, when there's possibility of them being an actual victim. So I didn't really want to touch on this, you know, until all the information came out. Well, what we do know is there will not, N-O-T, there will not be a criminal case in this instance for Dak Prescott. So the only place that Dak Prescott can be found guilty is the court of public opinion. There is no criminal case involving sexual assault. They will not file, and we're gonna actually go into detail about this because I'm not just gonna show you this and you know just run with that. I'm actually going to read y'all the entirety of the article, and it's going to give y'all all the details that you need. So bear with me. Hold on. Screen. I'm share screen to my. And now let's open it. Matter of fact, let me share a different screen. Okay, here. All right. So this is from UDFA, whatever it is. Oh, some of these pop up here. I'll read y'all this one. Bear with me. I hate all these damn pop-ups. And it took me off the page. All right, here we go. All right. So Dallas police won't pursue sexual assault charges against Dak Prescott. Found no evidence to support accuser's claim. The Cowboys quarterback's lawyer were allegedly sent a letter from the woman's legal team in February claiming he sexually assaulted her in 2017 and asking for $100 million. The Dallas Police Department will not pursue criminal charges against Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott after a woman accused him of sexual assault, sources confirmed with WFAA. Sources tell WFAA the department found no evidence to support the woman's claim, and the district attorney's office says it has no case. All right, so that's very important. The DA says he's not going to touch this with a 5-foot pole. The police said there's no evidence. The alleged victim and her attorney also filed a motion this week to dismiss Prescott's countersuit against them. In that suit, the quarterback accuses the accuser and her attorney of extortion. Yoel Zahey, the attorney of the accuser, who was also the same gentleman that got on 105.3 The Fan, called Dak Prescott a rapist and all this other crazy shit. Y'all remember that? They allowed the man that is supposedly trying to extort Dak Prescott to come on the Dallas Cowboy flagship radio and take pop shots at our quarterback. Y'all remember that? I remember that. It was weird. Like, I don't think that would happen anywhere else in any other franchise, but it is what it is. But yeah, man. So he said, "What's up with you, Willie T Burleson? I see y'all sliding in the chat box, man. If y'all just now sliding in, I'm reading the official news report about Dak Prescott not coming up against any criminal charge. Right, so no criminal charges will be brought against Dak Prescott. If you're just now sliding in, the district attorney says that there is no case and they will not pick it up. And the Dallas Police Department did not find any evidence to corroborate the claim of the alleged victim. Right, so Yoel Zahai, the attorney for the accuser, told WFAA in an email that the 47-page motion to dismiss was filed on Monday because we believe Prescott's filing was meant to silence his sexual assault victim and his violation of Texas anti-SLAPP statute to prohibit different forms of retaliatory lawsuits. So that's not really the case since Dak Prescott. I keep trying to close it. Let's see, open it. That's my fault. Yeah, that's not really the case though, because Dak Prescott filed his first, if I'm not mistaken. So they sent out a letter talk about $100 million before they ever actually filed a lawsuit. So I don't really think that would even fall into this, but But anyway, let's continue on. Prescott's attorney, Levi McCaffrey, issued the following statement to WFAA in response to their filing. The defendant's motion to dismissal is total nonsense. They have yet again misrepresented the relevant facts and misconstrued the law as it applies to them. We are going to show, plain and simple, that this case is about the ridiculous attempt by the victim and her lawyers, Yoel and Bethal Zaha, I guess I'm saying their name right, doesn't really matter, to extort Dak Prescott out of $100 million based on fabricated allegations. Investigation. Hold on. I done went down to two. As we know, they were found nothing. Hold on. I went down too far. Fabricated allegations which could not be further from the truth. And now that Dallas County has rightfully closed its investigation to defend its false allegations regarding Mr. Prescott, we intend on promptly filing complaints to this defendant for malicious prosecution. As you should. If they try to drag your name through the mud, man, you should always be able to make that right. McCaffrey's statement on Thursday echoed his same earlier sentiment on the matter. When he reiterated Prescott's denial of the allegations in the statement to WFAA when Prescott's accuser refiled a lawsuit against the Cowboys quarterback in Collin County. I want to thank the Dallas Police Department and Dallas County District Attorney's Office for their thorough investigation of the allegations against Dak Prescott. As we knew they would, they found nothing in their extensive exploration of the facts that would support a criminal prosecution. We are confident that at the end of law enforcement's investigation into the extortion case, they will find the accuser and her attorney just as guilty as Dak is innocent. As I have said from the beginning, Dak is a great football player and an even better human. He would never assault anyone. These false allegations were brought up 7 years after the alleged event for one reason and one reason only: to line the pockets of the accuser and her attorney. Their behavior is an affront to all the true survivors of sexual assault. Last February, Prescott's legal team was allegedly sent a letter from the woman's legal claiming he sexually assaulted her in February 2017. According to the court filing, she demanded $100 million in exchange for not reporting the police. That's some crazy shit. Prescott's team then filed a civil countersuit and a criminal report in March, at which time his lawyers denied the allegations and claimed the Cowboys QB was a victim of the extortion plot. Following Prescott's countersuit, the woman lawyer sent a statement to WFAA doubling down on the accusation. WFAA spoke to the accuser and all attorneys involved in the case back in March. We don't need to see that again because he was capping. Right, apparently capping. So yeah, Dak Prescott. So again, I brought this up just to say Dak Prescott will face not a single bit of jail time. He will not have any criminal charges, and it is what it is, man. What up with you, Charlie Jones? I see you, man. I ain't seen you in so long. He said, check out your profile, pick up your view. You on the road, my boy. Are you on the road? I'm about to check out to click on that. Hey, Kevin Hicks, you took the words right out my mouth. Fuck 105.3 The Fan. They tripping, man. And listen, that's the affront. They brought possible extortionists, right? Because remember, at the time when they brought them on, the only criminal charges that were being filed was for extortion. Dak Prescott at the time was the only victim. He was the only victim. As you see, there are no criminal charges being brought up for sexual assault. But there are criminal charges against these same people, the lawyers included, for trying to extort Dak Prescott for $100 million. Right? The whole station back that, oh, yeah, I was going to repeat that. But how you doing, Mr. Deacon? It's good to see you. God bless you. Yeah, Mick Phillips, what's up, man? I'm happy to be back, man. I am happy to be back. I'm not 1,000%, but hey, I'm close to it. I am very close to it. So, outside of the fact that it's going to be harder for the league to do anything about this now, because Dak is suing them and he has charges pressed against them, and it's still an ongoing legal matter that's probably not going to be resolved before the season is over. Right? So odds for Dak Prescott getting suspended got slimmer. But also, man, it cleared Dak Prescott's mind. Like that's a weight off of Dak Prescott's shoulder. Shout out to my guy, the lunatic, for the $2 super chat. My brother said, share, like and sub it up. Go Cowboys. Indeed, man. If you haven't already hit the like button, please do. If you haven't already hit the share button, please do. And if you haven't already subbed to the channel, we're on the road to 3,000 subs. So please sub, tell a friend to sub, a family member to sub. You know we got some dope content over here. So let them know. Word of mouth goes a long way. And make sure that y'all sub to your boy. We're trying to grow, bring more people into the liquor store. And Miss Sadiqa, I am doing much better. I'm able to eat solid foods again. You know, I'm not really swollen up anymore. So like I'm getting back to my natural self. So God is good, God is amazing, and I appreciate you for checking on. My boy Iceberg said, Henny, I've been telling you about the undrafted players for the last 2 years. Jerry Jones knows we know about the politics. All in means play your talented players more. I hope so. But I will say this, I do like a lot of the undrafted free agents that we picked up. I like Marquise Bell. I like TJ Bass. You know what I'm saying? I like Brock Hoffman. I think he has some talent. I even was a fan of Jalen Marino Crawford. I thought Jalen Marino Crawford was going to be able to make the roster, the main roster, not just the practice squad last year. And then this year we got another nice little batch of undrafted free agents. So hey, I'm not mad at those undrafted guys. I'm not, because you're always able to find a diamond in the rough. And even the guys we lost, like Isaiah Land. Like Isaiah Land got a whole bunch of talent. I'm surprised that he did not make the roster. How he was playing out of his mind during preseason, and he flashed all throughout training camp. So I'm not really sure how he didn't make the team either. But yes, we do like our undrafted free agents, and Hey, even look at the guys that start for you. Look at some of the guys that start for you. We saw that Lael Collins, even though he had he should have been a first round pick, ended up being an undrafted free agent, and he worked out well for us for a long time. Then we got Terrence Steele on the right side, went from an undrafted free agent to one of the highest paid right tackles in the National Football League when he first signed his contract. Right, so the Dallas Cowboys believe in giving undrafted free agents a chance to prove themselves, and if they prove themselves, they do pay them. They do pay them. So yeah, I agree with that. But what I was gonna say about Dak Prescott, that's a big burden off his shoulders, man. Like even the thought of facing jail time or having to go through a criminal trial, having your name dragged through the mud, your reputation ruined, over accusations from almost a decade ago. Like that's got to be a burden just lifted off your shoulders, man. And this is a man that just had a brand new baby. You know, he's up here, like he got a lady at home. He's up here trying to build a family, trying to already juggle that with juggling, preparing to play in the NFL and get ready for the season and put his team in the best position to win, and then have to juggle that too. That's a lot on anybody, man. It's already hard enough in life to have a real good work life balance, and having to juggle that and a criminal case at the same time, that will probably be more stressful than I don't think any of us can understand. So I'm glad that is over with, that he can focus on his family, focus on football, preparing to put his body and his mind in the best position to be successful in the upcoming season. And hats off to Dak Prescott, man. Real good dude. Does a lot of great work in the community. So yeah, man, I'm glad that they said that nothing will come of these accusations, and we can move forward. So Dak Prescott is innocent. Don't let them folks play with your quarterback's name no more. And we off of it, man. Right? If the gloves don't fit, you must have quit. And hey, I feel the same. So let's move along. So we just talked about Dak Prescott being innocent, all that stuff, gonna blow over in the wind. So now let's talk about possible. It's a rumor, right? It's a rumor. It's a possibility. I'm not saying that there's any real validity to this at all, right? I'm just trying to float an idea around, right? I'm just floating an idea around. So the Steelers are not going to pick up the fifth-year option of one Najee Harris. Now he earned a Pro Bowl honor in his rookie season, and he's been 1,000-yard rusher every single season since he's got it. Now, for y'all folks that care a lot about efficiency rate, he's never been a guy that's I'm not mistaken, he's never averaged over 4 yards per carry in his career. But he's still been a very solid running back. And he's somebody that likes Dak Prescott. You remember when they asked Najee Harris who's the most hated player in the National Football League? He said Dak Prescott. He said that he's a real good player that gets way too much hate out of left field all the time. So, to sound muffled, I'm not sure why. Might be my setup. Can y'all hear me? Let me know about the sound. Put in the chat box if the sound is decent. Let me know something. If Vernon said it sound muffled, I'm going to see what I can do to correct it. All right, Mr. Deacon said it's good. But my thoughts to y'all, because really one of the reasons why they did not pick up his fifth-year option, OG said it's good on his end. One of the reasons why they did not pick up his fifth-year option is because they have another running back on their team by the name of T.J. Warren, very explosive back. Big Benny Rich said muffled. He said it's muffled a bit. I see what I can do to correct it. I see what I can do to correct it. We said 808 Brian Broderick just said on Bot Show 5 of the undrafted players got a real shot at making this team. But yeah, in regards to Najee Harris though, I just want to get y'all thoughts. Like not even waiting for next year. Would y'all let me try and up the volume. Let me up the volume on here, see that something. Okay. All right. So not waiting for next year when he's a free agent. Would you trade fourth round or fifth round pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers to get Najee Harris this year, pair him up with the other guys on our running back? Would you give up a future fifth round or fourth round pick for Najee Harris to improve your running back room this year? That's the question I want to know for y'all. I'm not saying it's anything that they're actively talking about, but Stephen Jones, Dollar Bill Jones himself said that player acquisition is 365 days a year. They said it's 365 days a year. So when there are guys that seem like they're on the way out that have some semblance of talent, you should always be interested. Because listen, Najee Harris, by default, it would probably be your best running back. It'd be him, it'd be Zeke, and then it'd probably be either Rico or Deuce Vaughn, depending on what you feel for. The Lunatic says no because we drafted a bigger, meaner O-line that would make other running backs look better. My boy said no because Jerry ain't going to want to pay him later. He never does. Said Calvin Jefferson says I do that right now. Big Benny Rick says yes. So listen, those are a bunch of valid arguments, right? Offensive line should make our running backs better, right? That is the reason why you invested 3 of your top 100 picks to the offensive line. You went out there and you got Tyler Guyton, who was one of the most athletic tackles in the draft. You went and got Cooper Beebe, who should have been a second round pick, right? Very good interior player. Hey, Martin, I'm not mad at that either. Dalvin Cook for a year and you keep all your draft picks. That's also a valid option. I just feel that I know what Zeke can give me. Oh yeah, I seen that, Mr. Charles. The Miami Dolphins got like 45 wide receivers because they got Tyreek Hill, they got Jaden Waddle, they got OBJ, they got Malik Washington because they just drafted him. They got Taj Washington from USC, they just drafted him. Why did BB fall? Because people care too much about measurables. I think they cared way too much about his arm length. They up here concerned about his arm length. Like this man isn't mauling folks on a consistent basis. And the lunatic, if Dalvin Cook was the same Dalvin Cook from Minnesota, he would not be a free agent. But when we talk about some of these guys, the only question should be, are they better than Deuce Vaughn and Rico Dow? So we're going to run running back by committee. I'm not really sure anybody's going to get more than 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 carries in a game. So as long as the guys we're bringing in are better than Deuce Vaughn and Rico Dow and some of these other guys, Russ Freeman, they're worth bringing in. I know for a fact that Dalvin Cook is not the same Dalvin Cook that he was, but I'm just trying to get slightly better because all I can do right now in my running back room is get slightly better. All the big name running backs are gone, right? The Derrick Henrys and the Josh Jacobs, all those running backs that were going to be superbly paid, they're gone, and everybody else is slightly older, slightly over the hill, had an injury history, this, that, and the third. So we can only make minor He said Cook stay hurt. So Dalvin Cook stay hurt. So did Rico Dow. And then that's the issue. That is the issue. Because remember, I like Rico. It's just Rico Dow, even last year when he played, because he had that lingering ankle injury, he only had 77 carries. You feel like Deuce is going to take a step, he has no choice. And with Deuce Vaughn, I know we mellow him a lot because he's an undersized running back. I know we had the running joke of little legs and all that stuff, but we do have to trust player development at some point. At some point, man, we do have to trust the player development and ask some of these guys to have a bigger role in the offense. You spent a draft pick on him. He had an amazing collegiate career, so it's not like he doesn't belong in the NFL. If you believe he has talent, you have to find a way to use that talent. Right? You have to find a way to use that talent. So I'm not going to count Deuce Vaughn out. I'm really ready for training camp and preseason at this point, because I want to see what the competition in that running back room looks like. I want to see if Deuce Vaughn is a better running back in year 2 than he was his rookie season. He should be, of course. He's been putting in the work. Most players do have a significant jump year 1 to year 2. Then I also want to see what that quarterback competition is like. Because imagine if we did all that to get Trey Lance, we traded away a 4th round pick, missed out on getting better players better players that could help us in the draft, so we didn't have a 4th round pick. Picked up that roster bonus, paying him all this money. And imagine if Trey Lance does not beat out Cooper Rush. Yo, landlord, what's up with you, man? How you doing? They were tapping in and showing love to the liquor store, man. Hey, y'all make sure y'all show some support and love to my boy, man. He out there in Dallas right now as we speak, putting in work. So y'all make sure y'all support my boy, man. Go sub to the landlord from Alabama. Go like those videos. Go share the content. You know we're one of the best in the game, man. That's my boy for real. But yeah, landlord, how you feel about that though, man? Like, how do you feel about that? About Deuce Vaughn? Because listen, I believe that you do have to trust player development. Cause I don't think that you should. Cause I love the draft too, but if you draft the same thing over and over again in every draft, then you're not really developing anybody. That's one of the reasons why I like Carson. I like Carson. I like the cornerback we picked up. But we just got a cornerback last year that we have not even given a chance to. You know what I mean? So that's why I talk about, like, at some point you do have to trust player development. Because you just drafted the cornerback last year. And Eric Scott that was supposed to develop, and y'all were really high on, and y'all have measurables and had talent, and you haven't let him develop yet. You went out and immediately got another cornerback. You know what I mean? Like, y'all had tackles on this team that you were supposedly high on that you have not let develop. You were scared to let them play. You have not let them develop. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's a mistake in what we did in getting these other players. I'm just saying eventually you're gonna have to see what you got. You just can't draft people and stow them away for a rainy day. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to eventually see what they are. You will have to eventually let some of these guys play to see if they're any good. Because Al Green is in with our cornerback group. Hope that clicks. This is how I feel about that. Like, you should trust some people to play. And if they're not good, then replace them immediately. He said my mic sounds high. Yeah, they were saying it was muffled. They were saying it was muffled earlier, so I upped the volume on. Yeah, I up the volume on it so it'd be a little bit easier to understand me. Carl, what's up with you, man? Thanks for tapping in and showing love to the liquor store, my guy. Salute to you. Hey, everybody just now sliding in, man. Make sure y'all hit that like, hit that share, hit that Eagles fan upside the head, man. We rocking out in the liquor store, man. Salute to all y'all in here, man. There's 31 people watching and 22 likes. So everybody ain't hit that like button yet. Make sure y'all hit that like button for your boy. He said if Cooper BB is that violent villain at center, Dak Prescott will be MVP. Hey, I'm not, that's the one thing this year I'm not really concerned about. I am not concerned about Dak Prescott and how he plays. He's going to be in the second year of an offense that has an all-pro wide receiver, that has a Pro Bowl tight end. Like he has two guys he can really depend on, and then he has some guys that will flash here and there. Brandon Cooks, Brandon Cooks will have a big game here and there. Jalen Tolbert will make splash plays here and there. I know he doesn't have the best wide receiving core in the world, but he's a veteran quarterback. He's very comfortable in the system, and he's coming off an all-pro season, and he should have better offensive line play by the end of the season. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be better week one, but by the time we're going into the playoffs, he probably will have much better offensive line play because they'll have time to gel, play together, and have more consistency. So I'm not really worried about Dak Prescott. I'm sure Dak Prescott is going to account for 40 to 45 touchdowns. He'll have about 8, 9, 10 interceptions. He'll be in MVP conversations. He'll probably be an all-pro. Like Dak Prescott consistently puts up similar numbers. When Dak Prescott is healthy, he throws 30 touchdowns or more. And now that he's in a better system that's more quarterback friendly, CeeDee Lamb is coming into his own. All these guys are in the second year of the system, so they have a better understanding of where they need to be, how quickly they need to be after cuts and breaks and things like that. I can easily see Dak Prescott being in the MVP conversation again. Because remember, nothing on offense skill position wise has really changed. He still has all his weapons. The only real weapon he's missing is Tony Pollard, and half of y'all didn't like Tony Pollard by the end anyway. Right? So it says since Zeke changed his number, do we have to change the play name? Say like 21 drive, now it's fitting to be 15 slam. It depends on how they do their plays in their playbook. Said why Dallas hasn't paid him if he's so good, and this how Dallas does. We complain about it all the time. They always drag their feet and signing to start play. Hey, shout out to my brother West Coast in the building, man. I see you, my brother. Salute to you, man. Make sure y'all show West Coast Cowboys some love. Go over there and like his page, sub to his channel, man. Make sure y'all support my brother. But yeah, I have no concerns about Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott always plays good, especially when he has a good wide receiver and he has a very good offensive system. And listen, if we are able to run the ball and we do give him some support and we're able to play action more often, sell it, give him support in the run game, it's going to be very hard to beat him. If we're able to force more single safety looks because they got to put extra guys in the box to slow down Zeke and the running back, and all Dak Prescott got to do is find the right one-on-one on the outside, it's over with. It's over with. So that's why I really do hope the offensive line works. That's why I really do hope that the running back room works, because all that stuff benefits Dak Prescott in the offense. Right. Oh yeah. He said, West Coast, you got your wish. 2, 3 tight end sets are being installed in the Texas Coast offense, run the ball for 2. I listen. I believe they're gonna. I believe they're gonna have 4 tight ends on the active roster. I believe that. I believe they will have 4 tight ends on the active roster. What's up with your Azteca? He said, "What up, HTM Sports and everyone in the chat today? Yes, even you lurkers and haters. Haha. What's good, my boy? Yeah, I believe there will be 4 tight ends that make the team. Of course, Jake Ferguson, tight end number 1. They're not going to give up on Schoolmaker just yet. He's a second round pick. They're going to let him try to develop, even though he's an older guy. They're still going to give him opportunity. John Stevens Jr. is going to make the team. He was going to make the team last year before he got hurt. And then I believe the guy that they just brought in, the undrafted free agent, is going to also make the team. I believe that McKeon will not be on this team when it's all said and done. And I also believe that Peyton Hendershot will not be on this team when it's all said and done. Because I believe these other guys fit the mold of a Mike McCarthy tight end much better. All Mike McCarthy tight ends were athletes. They were athletes. That's what he liked. That's what he goes for. You know, John Stevens Jr. was a former wide receiver. When he played in college, he just converted to tight end. And then the boy we brought in is 6'6", ran like a 4.5, 4.6. He's a superb athlete as well. So those 2 fit the mold of what Mike McCarthy likes to do. And we already know that Jake Ferguson is a playmaker. We don't even have to question that. So those 3 are a lot because they actually fit what Mike McCarthy wants to do. And then Schoonmaker was a second round pick. He's probably going to be penciled in anyway. I can't see them picking Schoonmaker with a second round pick and then cutting him the very next year. It's just not realistic. So, you know. Oh, yeah. He said people were pissed. Listen, I was pissed at first until I went back and I looked at the prospects. Like, they got some of the most athletic players in the draft. Right? And I think everybody loves Cooper Beasley. I think everybody and their mama loves Cooper Beasley. Because Jalen Tolbert better live up to him moving to number 1 as his number. Yeah, listen, I saw a report that Jalen Tolbert is expected to be much more heavily involved in the Dallas Cowboys offense this year. It's actually a report by David Moore. I was going to read it to y'all while I was on this live, but it's actually behind a paywall. I am not paying them anything to read some of their poorly written ass articles. I write better articles than this. So I wasn't going to do all this. But Jalen Tolbert showed a lot of potential, man. He showed a lot of potential. And I do believe, you know, he's an upgrade over Michael Gallup. Now, if you ask me how our wide receiver room stacks up to other teams around the league, you know, that's a different story. But I do believe Jalen Tolbert is a step up over Michael Gallup. I do believe that he will have an impact. And really, Jalen Tolbert being the 3rd wide receiver and the 4th option, because, you know, Jake Ferguson is actually option number 2. And then it's Brandon Cooks, and then it's Jalen Tolbert. If Jalen Tolbert gives me 500 yards and about 5-6 touchdowns, he did his job. Jalen Tolbert gives me 500 yards and about 5 or 6 touchdowns, he did his job. So he's not going to get the opportunities like that to be a huge impact player. CeeDee Lamb is going to have similar numbers to what he had last year. So Dak Prescott's going to throw him the football. Jake Ferguson is going to get a bunch of targets. Brandon Cooks is going to be the 2nd wide receiver targeted. And then Jalen Tolbert is next on the list. And then Jalen Tolbert himself is also going to get snaps and plays taken away by Devontae Turpin when we want to utilize his speed and stretch the field. So I don't really think that Jalen Tolbert is going to have a huge. It's not like Jalen Tolbert is going to have 1,000 yards or nothing like that. Not in the position that he's in. but I do believe Jalen Tolbert will give you a couple of huge plays here and there. I do believe he'll give you some much needed touchdowns. He gives you a little bit more speed than what Michael Gallup had, and I do think that he will have a very good season. You know what I mean? So I like Jalen Tolbert, not just because the boy came on. Yeah, and Brooks, because that, and really, man, that's one of the main things I want to look at. You know, during training camp, during preseason, like how is Jalen Brooks going to fall into this? How is the boy that we just drafted in the 6th round going to fall into this? Is he going to play so well? He's going to jump folks? Is Devontae Turpin not going to get a fair shot at being a real wide receiver? Is Devontae Turpin not going to get a fair shot at being a real wide receiver? Is he going to stay a gadget guy? Because he's so fast, man. He's so fast. He makes so many big plays for the Dallas Cowboys in his limited opportunities. Like, it'd be a shame not to give him a chance. Then you got Jalen Tolbert, who slashed last year, right? So that's going to be a very interesting battle throughout training camp and preseason to see who who ends up filling out that bottom part of the roster in the wide receiver room. What's up, beat by money? I see you. I need to be beat by some money as well. Hey, shout out to my boy the lunatic for the $2 super. He said, slap a filthy fan for the liquor store discount. Man, let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, y'all know if y'all want a discount, man. You have to slap an Eagles fan, man. You have to slap an Eagles fan. I'll take a Commanders fan. I'll take a 49ers fan too. Giants don't even count. They haven't beat. We done changed presidents like 30 times since the last time the Dallas Cowboys actually lost to the New York Giants. That does not count. Slapping them does not count. They're not even right. My JV says Turpin won't get the number of plays I believe that he should. He won't. He won't. He should. So when you got game breaking speed, because listen, Devontae Turpin was the only guy that scored. He said, I got two 49ers fans, one Eagles fan. Does that count? That's perfect, man. That's perfect, man. He said, what do I think of Durden? Wide receiver Durden? Man, when you think about it, there's a bunch of guys, man. They just brought back Billy. They just brought back Billy. He also was a 4-3 wide receiver. And they got Martavis Bryant on the practice squad, man. It's so many. It's so many wide receivers on the team. It's hard, man. I don't know. It's very hard for anybody to break through. Like I said, CeeDee Lamb was top dog. Brandon Cooks is here, right? They're going to honor his contract. He's going to be wide receiver 2. They like him in that locker room, and they like him. The front office likes him as well, so he's going to stay wide receiver 2. The question is, who is going to be wide receiver 3 and 4? Who is going to be wide receiver 3 and 4? Is it going to be Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Brooks, Ryan Flournoy, Durden, Jalen Marino Cropper, Martavis Bryant? Who is it going to really be? So, Devontae Turpin, who knows? Who knows? He said Jalen Brooks is going to take Tolbert's spot as third receiver. Hell, Jalen Tolbert ain't even got the spot as third receiver yet. If Jalen Brooks jumps him, he earned it. Right? Ain't no depth charts out yet. If Jalen Brooks ends up as wide receiver 3, he deserves it. If Jalen Tolbert ends up as wide receiver 3, he deserves it. If Ryan Flournoy ends up as wide receiver 3, he damn sure deserves it. So yeah, man. I don't know what the future holds, but hey, I'm ready to see it. I hate to hear that, Jameson Taylor. I pray you get to feeling better, man. Everybody, make sure y'all keep my brother Jameson Taylor in y'all prayers, man. He's going through it right now. My boys in some pain, so y'all make sure y'all send nothing but positivity and good thoughts this way, man. I myself just got a little bit better, so I understand what you're going through, man. We're here with you. You need to talk, chop it up. We here with you, man. Like I said, it's family in the chat box. So let's see. I think your 3 and 4 by default or Jalen Tobin or Devontae Turpin. Once camp started, it's all up for grabs. The total was in Oregon, was in the Cooks. I saw that. I saw that Jalen Tobin was in Oregon, getting some work in with the Cooks. I'm happy for him, man. I want him to be successful. But really, his first year in the league was a wash dealing with Kellen Moore. We know that Kellen Moore does not have a good track record with rookie wide receivers. Look what happened with Quentin Johnson when he went to the Chargers. Quentin Johnson, first round pick, and barely did anything in the Kellen Moore offense. He was with Jalen Tolbert, who was a top 100 pick, and barely did anything within Kellen Moore offense. It just seems like the common denominator is Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore offenses, young wide receivers don't usually thrive in. So this first year is a wash for me. He showed some promise last year, and I believe year 3 he's gonna take the next step. Because the boy is about 6'2", he got 4.4 speed. He made big plays for us. He had like a 50-yard play in the Miami game. He had a big play in the Eagles game. So hey, I think Jalen Tolbert is going to show up and show out, man. He's my favorite to win the third wide receiver spot, but I am open to a fair competition. If somebody else is doper or harder and they can outwork him, so be it. But I believe that he will be the guy. Yeah, Mozzie Smith and his offseason shoulder injury was another disappointment also. Speaking of injuries, I did want to bring this up. I'm not really sure if anybody has talked about this. Let me see if I can find it. Did I bring it up? No? Did it not load in? I would hate if it didn't load in because I wanted to talk about this. Oh, here we go. All right, so this is about Brandon Aubrey, the kicker. So Cowboys kicker Brandon Aubrey shared that he had his appendix removed the day after the Pro Bowl and took 6 weeks off afterwards. It was his first opportunity to take time off since before his USFL season last spring/summer, as he's just recently gotten back going, saying it's like riding a bike. Aubrey is also looking forward to showcasing his skills with the new kickoff rule, with his soccer background will give him substantial advantage. So add Brandon Aubrey to the list of guys who had off-season procedures. Add him to the list. So we know that Mozzie Smith had off-season surgery. If I'm not mistaken, Schoonmaker also had an off-season procedure. And, of course, our boy Brandon Aubrey had his appendix removed. So that's not as pressing as the stuff that Mozzie went through, but it is something to keep an eye out on. But hey, shout out to Brandon Aubrey, man. It's another undrafted free agent that we picked up, from the USFL that paid dividends for the Dallas Cowboys. Just like we found Devontae Turpin, and he ended up being a Pro Bowl return man for us. They gave us some splash plays on the offense. So hey, they got a formula in this money ball stuff. So hey, when we hit and we right, I like it. I ain't gonna hold. He's going to have a good season. I see about 48 catches, 600, 700 yards, 5 touchdowns. But Ryan Funeral feeling is much higher. But this is the thing. This is Brandon Cooks last year in the league anyway. Not in the league. but with the Dallas Cowboys. He's a free agent next year, and I highly doubt that the Dallas Cowboys pay a 31-year-old wide receiver. This is not their MO. Especially a 31-year-old wide receiver they get in the draft. So I expect for this to be Brandon Cooks last year in Dallas, and I expect for them to push somebody into that number 2 role. Whoever wide receiver 3 is at the end of this season will probably be wide receiver 2 at the start of 2025. So that's Jalen Tolbert. Jalen Tolbert will be wide receiver 2. If that's Ryan Flournoy, he'll be wide receiver 2. If that's Jalen Brooks, he'll be wide receiver 2, so on, all that stuff. Right. So odds are they're going to elevate one of these wide receivers into the wide receiver 2 spot next year anyway. So if you believe one of these guys has a higher ceiling, they'll get an opportunity. It may not be this year, but in 2025, there's going to be a major turnover with the Dallas Cowboys. It will be major turnover for the Dallas Cowboys. I don't believe in 2025 that Marcus Lawrence will be on the team. It's a bunch of shit, man. Like real talk. Let's go take a look at some of the expiring contracts that we have. There's going to be a lot of turnover for the Dallas Cowboys. Maji's at a disadvantage because he needs to put on good weight and build strength. It's going to be hard. Not impossible, though. Like the shoulder charger, Flournoy's ceiling is about the same as Tolbert, wide receiver 2 or 3. That's it. It's fair. It's fair. The man was a 6-round pick. So that's fair. If we can get a 6-round pick and he can develop into a wide receiver 3 or wide receiver 2, I think got a damn good return on investment. Are we going to carry out them running backs? Probably not. We're too deep at running back. Like I can't. I don't remember if I downloaded the entire list of running backs that we currently have. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think I downloaded the entire list of running backs that we have, but I think I can find it real quick in this short. Let me see if I can track down that list. We got like 8 running backs, dog. Some shit like that on the roster right now. Where's the list here? Let's just count them out then. Let's just count out all the running backs that we know about. Ezekiel Elliott, Rico Dow, Deuce Vaughn, Royce Freeman, Malik Davis got picked up on a future contract. We got Pete as an undrafted free agent. We got Snoop Connor. All right, so that's already 7 damn running backs. We haven't even brought up Hunter Lukey. If you consider Hunter Lukey part of the running back room, that's already 8. And I know there's some other folks that we're missing. Right, so I just named like 8 of them guys off the top of my head. So yeah, they're not gonna carry all those damn running backs. They might carry 4. They might carry 3. Matter of fact, most likely to get cut, Snoop Connor, very good cut candidate. Uh, Malik Davis, because they feel like somebody like Malik, they probably feel like they can get him back on the practice squad if he can get cut. Let's see who else. It's really hard to say. I do not believe it said no Arkansas State. No Arkansas State. No, not the Arkansas Razorbacks. Arkansas, the Red Wolves been signed, so that's not really saying much. But yeah, man, it's tough to really say. I know for a fact, probably Malik Davis, probably Snoop Connor, like those are two prime candidates to get cut. We know that Zeke ain't getting cut. We got a good feeling that Rico not gonna get cut. They like Rico, and they probably not gonna cut Duke. So I think those are three running backs that are gonna make it. Rush Freeman might get cut. He might be a camp body in the same vein as the other guy from last year. What's his name? So yeah, you never really know though, man. We'll see how it plays out. Some of these guys might surprise the hell out of us. Some of the guys might surprise the hell out of us. That's fair. I also believe, Carl. I also believe that we're going to have 4 tight ends. It makes too much sense because you run 12 personnel, right? If you're gonna go back to running 12 personnel, because we ran mostly 11 personnel last year. We ran a lot of variations of 11 personnel and 10 personnel. But if you're gonna get back to running 12 personnel, most of those tight ends need a backup. So you really can't go just 3 deep at the tight end spot. If you're an 11 personnel team, you can have 3 tight ends and be fine because you're only going to have 1 tight end on the field at any given time anyway. But if you're going to go 12 personnel, you're going to have 2 tight ends on the field a lot of times. And with that, then he needs a backup and he needs a backup. Because one injury and shit, if you only got 3 tight ends, then you're really screwed. I also think Lipke is going to be halfback when fullback court. Knowing Zeke doesn't like fullback in front of him, and punch and roll going to change. I have no idea. But because Zeke is not old, but he has a lot of wear and tear on his body. He may not feel the same way about a fullback in front of him anymore. Yeah, Zach Martin might be going in the future too. So we can trade Lance. What do you think? We can do what with Trey Lance? You saying we can trade Trey Lance or? Oh, I think that time is over with. It's over with. Everybody already done traded for a young up and coming quarterback that needs it. Right? Everybody that needs a young backup to sit is over with. Now, we might be able to trade Trey Lance in the middle of the season before the trade deadline if somebody gets hurt. But as of right now, as of today, we waited for him. And if folks were not high on Trey Lance before he came to Dallas, they damn sure are not high on him right now because the Dallas Cowboys did not let him play any last year. If he was the backup quarterback last year and played in all those blowout games when Dak was on the sideline in his fitted cap chilling because we done put up 1,000 points already, right? And the game was already decided. If he actually had those snaps and those films, and he made some plays here and there and flash, right? He would have more trade value. But his trade value is about the same as it was last time. So you haven't really increased his stock, and I don't really think there's anybody that wants a quarterback right now. The Raiders are going to run out there with Aiden O'Connell right now. Aiden O'Connell helped them win a lot of games down the end of the stretch. I'm not saying he's a great quarterback by any means of the imagination, but they're going to give him an opportunity. So yeah, they may need a quarterback, but they're going to give Aiden O'Connell a full season to see if he can be a good quarterback. They gave him weapons, and they're going to see what he can do. Hey, low key, the Raiders do got weapons now. They do got weapons now. Yeah, Florida needs to improve his route running. He's a great athlete, but you are right, he is not a crisp route runner. So Florida or somebody you might have to throw the ball to on a screen. You might have to run a rub route for him. Trade for a pack of Alka-Seltzer. Yeah, like he's not a nuanced route runner. But we'll see what kind of work ethic he has. There have been plenty of guys that weren't great route runners that came into the league and then they end up being great route runners, right? We've seen them put the work in and get to that level. Right, CeeDee Lamb was not considered a great route runner when he got to the NFL. He was considered a football player, and now he's considered one of the best route runners in the National Football League, which is a huge jump. We had no trade value to begin with. We should actually pick. Yeah. Like you're not gonna get much for a third string quarterback right now. We'll see. That's why they need to let Trey Lance play a lot in preseason. Like just let him out there. He doesn't have a bunch of snaps. He doesn't have a bunch of snaps at all. So let him play. Let him play. Let him play a half at least every game. Like, let him play a half of football at least every game. And I want Trey Lance up against the best competition. Like, when they have their starting defense out, and they ain't going to play their starting defense a lot, I want Trey Lance taking all his snaps with that starting defense. If they play their starting defense, I want Trey Lance on the field taking those snaps. But he needs it more. Yeah, listen, when we talk about snaps, like Trey Lance needs developmental snaps more than Cooper Rush. Like Cooper Rush is who Cooper Rush is going to be. Okay, how do we know who our good receivers are if only a bum throws the ball? What are you talking about during preseason? You really won't. That's why you got to go to training camp, or you got to watch training camp. I think what you're trying to say, Carl. I mean, that's the reason why I love training camp with support. Because Dak is going to throw everybody the ball. Yeah, Dak's going to throw everybody the ball during training camp. So that's when they're going to have to make their plays and make their separation. That's when they're going to have to make their impact known. I get what you're saying, Chacho. I understand what you're saying. You're just saying that Jalen Tolbert can compliment CeeDee Lamb, and it's not a bad idea. I think Carl talked about Cooper Rush and Trey Lance. He talked about preseason. We all know Dak don't play during preseason. I understand. After what happened to Tony Romo, remember Dak. Tony Romo playing during preseason and getting hurt changed the trajectory of our franchise. It completely changed the trajectory of our franchise. Thank God we had Dak to fall back on. Thank God Dak was here. But him breaking his back against the Seattle Seahawks in a preseason game just so he can get some practice reps was awesome. And I think because of that, they hate seeing their quarterbacks get on the field now during preseason. He said Trey Lance a lot. I like the nickname. Oh yeah, there's rumors about that too. If I'm not mistaken, and this is not Zach Martin last year, and that's why they say Cooper Beebe might jump over. He might jump over from center to guard, if Zach Martin isn't picked back up the time. Damn Dizzle, my boy, what's up with you, man? Thank you for tapping in and showing love to the platform. Salute to you. So I get Romo, but the starters need series in the preseason. We ain't good enough to fit everybody like we just have a Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes played every preseason game last season. Hey, believe me, I do want them to get some kind of reps. I want them to get at least one series. Y'all know me. At the same time, though, I also understand the train of thought of why they don't do it. You know what I mean? So like, there's a very good argument to be made on both ends. Like, hey, you need reps. We need to come into the season crisp. We need to be able to hit the ground running. So you need these reps. You need these opportunities to fine tune your craft before the actual season starts. I get that. I also see like we don't have a Dak Prescott on the bench, and we can't lose to Dak Prescott at the end. So I see it both ways, and it's hard, though. It's hard trying to balance risk and reward. Yeah, Damian Wilson. What do I think? I think that it's going to be hard for Damian Wilson to make the final roster because I believe there's not really much he can do to jump over Sean. There's not really much he can do to jump Eric Kendrick because that's one of Mike Zimmer's guys. He's going to play. There's not really much he can do. Hopefully, there is one way. Hopefully, they allow open competition for that other linebacker spot. Because our friend Clark has not really played up to snuff. So, hey, if they allow open competition for Clark's spot, Damian Wilson and the I hate butchering his name, and the Lasutu boy that we drafted, they will have real possibilities of getting on the field and getting making the final roster. So we'll just see how they handle the competition. If they're not having like politics and stuff, then I could see a world where Damian Wilson makes the final roster. I mean, what's up with your numb hand, Neil? My boy said I done slapped up Dan Quinn 33 times before checking in. Raymond Silas, what's up with you, man? Man, my boy out here putting in work, man. My boy hand. Make sure you ice your hand, man, before you do anything else. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you sliding in and showing love to the liquor store, man. And, hey, everybody that ain't already did so, man, make sure y'all go ahead and hit that like button for your boy, man. Hit that like button in the liquor store. Hit that share button. Slap that Eagles fan, man. We out here rocking. My only gripe with Clark is that he does not get to the point of attack nowhere quick enough for me. It takes him a while to understand what the hell is going on. It takes my boy a little while to understand what the hell is going on. So listen, I think he's a good athlete. I think if he had more, I was gonna say, I think if we had a real linebacker coach, since he's been here, if we had an actual real linebacker coach to show how to be a damn linebacker, I think Damone Clark would have been in a much better space right now. Going to year three, we should be expecting a lot more from the Damone Clark than what we're actually getting. But I put a lot of what happened with Damone Clark on just his environment, man. Because his veteran linebackers were LBE, who was consistently hurt, um, who himself was dodging contact because he was trying to prolong his career due to his neck injury. And he doesn't have a real linebacker coach. He didn't have a real linebacker coach, man. So yeah, Gunther is going to be hands on with the linebackers. I know he won't be the linebacker coach by title, but he's definitely going to do more with the linebackers in turn. I can damn near guarantee that. I can damn near guarantee he will have more to do with the linebacker this year than McCurry. Kendricks, the outfield Clark, Overshown, who they have a good linebacker coach. That's another question. How deep do you think we go at linebacker? He said, "I'll slapping fans. I slap Howard. That's my boy, man. Shout out to Columbus Hill in the building, man. What's up, my boy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you, man. Good to be here. Yeah, we gonna keep him 7 safety, so we should keep more linebackers. But hey, that is something though. What safety will we let him walk? What safety y'all cut? What safety y'all cut? So we do got some pretty damn good safety. Howie Roseman is the Eagles general manager. So he's like the big guy over there. He's their general manager. So yeah, what safety are we cutting? He said, I'm the reason that they drafted this way this year. I was in the team. Okay, Shop Talk. Okay. But for real though, y'all answer that. What linebackers are you keeping and what safeties are you cutting? Because I need to know. If we're gonna keep 6 linebackers, then there's definitely gonna be like a safety or two that can't make it. And we got a damn good safety room. Maybe it is like I'm not counting Curry. Is he still on the team? Yeah, is he still on the team? But Curse is a free agent. So probably somebody like Red. I mean, and Izzy is probably it's probably the only safety that you could cut because I believe he's in the doghouse with some certain people over there anyway. At least he was last year. I'm not sure if I ain't gonna get into all this. I heard there was some politics in play why Izzy didn't go on the field like that even after he played somewhere. But you damn sure can't cut Hooker. You're not cutting Donovan Wilson. Marquise Bell played too damn good for you to cut him. In the limited snaps that one year gave you, he was very good. So we already had 4 safeties that need to be on the team. So those probably should be your 4 primary safeties. Izzy need to be a slot corner. He played real well at corner in the playoff game. Not only did I slap 100 Eagles fans, I gave all of them all bites with no seats. Damn, cuz. He says, we ain't cutting no safety. Zimmer loves his DB. And he was a DB coach. If y'all remember correctly, he was Deion Sanders' coach when he was here. Oh, corner is definitely going to be a fight. Because where does Eric Scott fit into this? Where does Eric Scott fit into the equation, man? Where does Izzy? If Izzy is a corner, where does he fit into the equation? I just want to know. So yeah, there will be a whole bunch of interesting battles at the bottom of our depth chart. Man, Josh Ball got to know what some bodies buried, man. There ain't no way this man still on an NFL team. Ain't no way. He got to know where all the bodies are buried. He keep making it, man. I see Josh Ball struggle so many different preseasons, so many different training camps, and he's still here. While we still got Josh Ball and not Jones this way, because people make horrible decisions. People make horrible decisions. Just like it was a horrible decision to cut Isaiah Land. It was a bad decision to cut Ezekiel Elliott without having a replacement for him. Hey, that's funny. My boy Trick said cut Zeke again. But this the thing. When we initially cut Zeke, I wasn't tripping. What I did not know is that we were not going to go out and get another running back to replace Zeke. I don't believe in cutting somebody that's underperforming and then replacing them with a worse player. You know what I mean? Like, we cut Zeke and we try to replace Ezekiel Elliott with Rico Dow. You know what I'm saying? Like, we tried to replace Ezekiel Elliott with Rico Dow. That didn't work. So, cutting Zeke again, and I know there's not a running back out there currently available that will be better than him at this moment in time, is not something I can get behind. If you were to tell me, hey, we're gonna cut Ezekiel Elliott and we're gonna sign Josh Jacobs, or we're gonna sign who do y'all think the best running back in the league is right now? Whoever that is, right? Whoever y'all think the best running back in the league is. If y'all wanted to do that, or y'all wanted to get a better running back than Ezekiel Elliott, that's fine. But I don't believe in cutting anybody and then replacing them with a worse player. Like, I would not believe in cutting Dak Prescott and replacing him with Cooper Rush. I would not believe in cutting CeeDee Lamb and replacing him with Jalen Marino-Crawford. I would not believe in cut. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to cut somebody and then replace them with a better option. It's not okay to cut somebody and replace them with a worse player, because that doesn't even make sense to me. At least in the kind of team building that I'm used to. Yeah, we're replacing Tyron with a rookie. The only difference between that is Tyron Smith's body fails him at the worst time. I wanted to keep Tyron Smith. I was fine with keeping Tyron Smith on a kind of contract that he got, but they weren't. They were ready to move on. So what you do to replace a legend, if you're starting over and your plan is long-term, 12, 13, 15 years, right? If you're trying to replace Tyron Smith for the next 15 years, they went about it the right way. You had to use a first-round pick to replace him, so Tyron Smith himself was a first-round pick. So, it wasn't ideal for me in a season where I'm trying to win right now, because he was an all-pro just last year. But, I understand the mindset of trying to build long-term and replacing a future Hall of Famer with somebody that has similar traits and might be able to grow into that eventually. But, I don't really like future moves, but, it is what it is. We can sign a bag of potato chips to a 6-year, $145 million deal with Josh Ball with that, and that would be a great deal with the champ. God, dog. Oh, yeah. Now I'm hearing Neil going in on Josh, man. Oh, Lord. He said, what if you replace him with themselves 1 year removed? It depends on the makeup of your roster. If you cut somebody and sign them back, and then they're the best player at that position on your team, still, you just have to live with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. There were other running backs I wanted before Ezekiel Elliott. But now that he's here and he's on the roster, and you look at the depth chart, he's the best running back on your team. I'm no, and you can take that whichever way. You can either look at it like, damn, we need to improve our running back room, or you can look at it like, hey, he still got some. It just depends on how you receive it. It just depends on how you receive it. If you think Zeke sucks and he's the best running back on your team, then you know you need to improve your running back room. But if you still believe in Ezekiel Elliott that he can be a spark and this and that, then you know I don't think it would rub you the wrong way. Yeah, and that's the point I'm getting at. You should only cut somebody when you got somebody better. You should only cut somebody when you got somebody better. And you should only cut that person if you can't afford to keep both of them. If you can afford to keep both of them, don't even cut them. Right? Just like with Amari Cooper. Like, they felt that CeeDee Lamb could eventually grow to be a better wide receiver than Amari Cooper. But at the same time, having Amari Cooper on this team and CeeDee Lamb made you a better football team. And you could afford it, both of them. All you had to do was restructure Amari Cooper's contract. You did not have to trade Amari Cooper away. You see what I'm saying? So, I don't believe in cutting people unless you have a better option somewhere or you're planning on bringing in a better option. And I also don't believe in cutting people when you can keep him and the other guy too. So remember, football is a team sport. It's better to have multiple good offensive linemen. It's better to have multiple good wide receivers. It's better to have multiple good running backs. The only thing that you don't need multiple good of is the quarterback. If you have more than one quarterback, you have no quarterback. So everything else, if you got more than one good tight end, that's a good problem to have. You got more than one good wide receiver, that's a good problem to have. You got more than one good running back, that's a good problem to have. You know what I'm talking about? So I don't really believe in cutting folks unless they just out. And when we got rid of Ezekiel Elliott, he gave you 12 rushing touchdowns. Remember, you could have restructured Ezekiel Elliott, saved the money, and kept his production, and still paired him with Tony Pollard. And Tony Pollard would not have been as rushed, right, to come back from injury if Ezekiel Elliott was still here. If Zeke was still here and Tony Pollard was injured, he could have took his time, came back, been closer to himself when he touched the field, and you would have got a better production from both Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. Yeah, Carl, that would be a bad problem to have. But that's why I believe they're gonna go 4 deep. I believe Peyton Hendershot in the tight end room will be a casualty. I believe McKinnon in the tight end room will be a casualty. So I think all the good tight ends are going to make it. Of course, Jake is going to make it. I believe John Stevens Jr. will make it, and I also believe the Bevins board will make it that we just picked up from UDFA. Yep. Man had a sprained knee. An offensive coordinator did not really like running the football any damn way. Issues up front at the offensive line, still got 12 rushing touchdowns. So yeah, it's really crazy because technically, so listen, when Zeke got cut, technically he was running back too, because Tony Pollard was the leading rusher. So you can't look at Tony Pollard stuff, right? Tony Pollard production as running back one was still about the same. He still had 1,000 yards or whatnot. Your running back 2 had 300 yards and like 2 touchdowns or some shit like that. That was Rico Down. The reason I don't think Hendershot is going to make the team is because Hendershot almost didn't make the team last year. Like the only reason that Hendershot made the team last year is because John Stevens Jr. got hurt. It's schoolmaker. And you know, Tony Pollard didn't want Zeke to go. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like Tony Pollard was trying to take anything from Zeke. He had nothing but love for Zeke. Like him and Zeke were close. You know what I'm saying? Like he wanted Zeke to still be here. He wanted to have that running mate in the backfield with him. Yeah, you should have listened. Tony Pollard had a broken leg. If you came to Tony Pollard while he was rehabbing, offer him a 3-year deal for like $18 million with most of it guaranteed, he would have signed that shit. You did not have to give him the franchise tag. He was a hurt player. He was an injured free agent. Nobody was going to sign Tony Pollard. He was an injured free agent. They do not get signed they do not sign these massive deals like that. So Zeke moves Dalvin running back. I'm gonna be very curious to see what the final running back group looks like. Terrence Hill is caught in that manipulation. Yeah, there's a possibility they could cut his ass too if it doesn't pan out. So that's something to watch. Pollard was getting better towards the end. Yeah, Pollard was getting healthy. Pollard was getting closer to himself. And as you noticed, I'm not going to cuss you out. I'm not going to say anything bad to you. I'm just going to remove you from here for 24 hours. And give me another engagement. And then I'll block you for another 24 hours. And that would be all it is. You'll pop in, give me a view, give me an engagement. I'll block you from saying anything else stupid. And we'll just start that show over and over again. But I'll see you tomorrow. So. The quiet is kept. I expect him to find Terrence Hill replacement soon, unless he stays around the same money. Hey, listen, they swap any and everybody out if they can't get a deal. Because remember, there was an injury. I know. But there was an injury clause in Jalen Smith's contract. He did not want to get removed, and that's why they ended up getting rid of him. I talk about how Tony and Zeke love each other. Yeah, them boys were close as hell, dog. You know, that's why they always did interviews and shit together. Yeah, I say, put the comment up here. Yeah. But anyway, dog. It says these hating ass nutsacks don't realize they contribute to the content they hate by commenting. I know, and I love it. Because you gave me the views, you gave me the interaction, you helped boost my shit in the algorithm. I love it. You a fan now. You was a fan. And I appreciate it. I appreciate you. But yeah, dog, it's your boy Henny the Moore. We've been on here for an hour and 35. I appreciate all y'all for the love, all y'all for the support. I'm gonna get out of here, man. I'll see y'all sometime tomorrow. If y'all make sure on the way out, y'all hit that like button, y'all hit that share button, y'all slap the shit out that Eagles fan, y'all hit that cash app, that super chat on the way out, help people lights on the liquor store. And if any more Cowboys news comes out, you know your boy will be here to bring it to you, man. But peace, blessings. I'm gonna get at y'all later, man. Holla at y'all.